Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another monster video. So today we have the monster Firewarp, which is part of the current battle pass. And so today I'm going to do a full review from level 1 to 150 rank 5. I'm going to show you guys the best skills, best rune setup, and everything you need to know about this monster. I hope you guys are excited. If you are, make sure you smash the like button and subscribe if you're new around here. Anyways, let's go and get started. Alrighty guys, so take a look at this. We have Firewarp here. It is part of the fire element and earth. Who would have guessed it was part of the fire, huh? Anyways guys, so yeah, fire and earth element. It's got a pretty cool design. I really like that. It's a support monster apparently with negative status effect removal and protections for all allies and also tortures for enemies. Interesting. It does have a revival SN with a banner as the relics. Is part of the spirits book as well. But like I said, you can actually obtain this monster right now through the battle pass. There is going to be a QR code on the screen as well. You guys, for those of you guys that are watching on a computer, you can go ahead and scan the QR code and get the game for free, or just hop into it straight away and go ahead and grab this monster from the battle pass. And for those of you guys that are watching on mobile, hit that top link is down below. That's going to take you straight into the game. But anyways guys, let's go ahead and craft the monster here. Huge thanks to social point for basically providing all the resources that you're going to be seeing in this video. Looks like we just got ourselves some pride free chest and a bunch of other rewards. So if you do obtain this monster, looks like it's actually part of that. Ah, interesting. Wait, is that an event going on right now? Let me see. Oh, it is. Yeah, look at that. All right. But yeah, we have the egg here and I'm going to go ahead and just hatch it up. Yeah, we got 2 rune slots open. That's cool. So yeah, 3 vault keys. Let's go ahead and see. Yo, that design is so cool, man. It is so freaking cool. Let me guess, lava's gonna... Oh, never mind. I thought lava was gonna fall from the sky or something. I think that would have been pretty cool. Oh wait, it's like probably a support. Yeah, look, it is a support. It removes all negative side effects and applies aquaphobic shield to all allies, and then deals a moderate fire damage to all enemies, applies total blind to all enemies. Interesting. So hydrophobic, it can only be damaged by the skill of water element, which makes sense because the monster is fire itself, but it's actually applying it to everybody. But let's see what we have here. True vision is actually a really good trait to have, and then immunity to torture is one of the best traits, and spatial, but it's a status caster. Interesting. Okay, yeah, definitely pretty good traits, I would say, for this monster. They definitely didn't miss. So what I'm going to do before we start feeding the monster up, I'm going to go ahead and start ranking it up because why not? Rank 1 is immune to torture. On rank 2, you don't get anything. But here at rank 3, you're getting status caster and spatial, and that's the final trait or status caster or whatever you want to call it. And then after that, there's really nothing else. But here we finally go ahead and max it out, and now it is time to start feeding this monster up. So it goes from the baby form to the final adult form there. Looks like we're getting some skills here. One of them applies quicksand to everybody. It's an AoE. I guess that's one of the tortures that they were mentioning in the description. But here we're slowly going up to 150, ladies and gentlemen. There we go. Now, in terms of stats, you get about 58,448 strength. You don't have to worry about the power since this monster is not an attacker. You get 1.764 million life and 31,008 speed. That speed's actually pretty good. He is definitely one of the fastest up there. If I'm not mistaken, he's like the 2nd or 3rd fastest monster in the conspiracy era. But let's go ahead and take a look at the skills here. So we have burn, ignite, and quicksand. So there's 3 tortures that come in one, which is actually cool. You do have a trait protection and double damage to one ally. So if you want to go ahead and apply that to somebody in your team, you can. Oh, there's an anticipation that's spammable. Oh, interesting. You can literally apply it to whoever you want. Now this one's a low fire damage to all enemies, applies burn to all enemies and anticipation to all allies. Oh, you can give anticipation to everybody. You know who that reminds me of? It literally reminds me of Galvanus. You guys remember Galvanus? This one applies cooldown protection and double damage to an ally. There we go, another double damage. Quicksand, I don't think anybody wants to run this. The burn and ignite to one enemy, nobody wants to run. The anticipation to one ally. Wait, didn't we just see that? Oh, I took it off. So yeah, this skill is actually not bad. You want to go ahead and spam that spammable anticipation to somebody. But in my opinion, these are the 4 best skills. Aside, you know, from this one. This one's also pretty good. We already seen the ultimate. Let's go ahead and get into the relics. But for the SN, you want to go with something that brings this monster back to life. There's many options. I'm going to go with Mater Genesis. And then for the relic here, what I highly recommend is going with something that'll either heal your allies or actually give stamina, or you could do both with like a Righteous Court banner, but this is when the monster is actually revived, it gives the stamina. Ilium's banner is actually not too bad either. Let me go ahead and actually level this thing up to like maybe level 15 or something. 17 is fine. Yeah, 17 is gonna do the job, so As long as it's leveled up just a little bit, there we go. So now we're going to benefit from the stamina, but also deal the damage with it as well as a supporter. That's actually not bad. But anyways, let's go ahead and remove that rune. Here's what I recommend for the runes. So you can do either speed or team speed. I feel like team speed is actually the best route to go for this monster, like a full team speed. But sometimes, you know, some players might actually like to run some speed runes, so that is an option. But in my opinion, full team speed is actually not bad. The only reason why you want to run speed runes is maybe if you want to apply that trade protection or the double damage to somebody, you know, taking in the first turn, maybe your attacker or something. There's also anticipation that you can apply to everybody as well. Now, when it comes down to the anticipation, you don't really want to necessarily pair it up with the anticipation monsters. You can if you want to, but you don't necessarily have to, right? These two monsters, they both have the anticipation, right? So you don't really necessarily need to pair up with these monsters, and maybe Maximus for the double damage if you want, but that's pretty much it with the trade protection as well. But some monsters that you want to maybe replace them with would be maybe a Dill Cliffbreaker, because with the trade protection plus that damage, what's it called, the toll resistant or torture resistance plus the megataunt, if you want to protect those, you can actually pair it up with. And lastly, in terms of attacker, you can actually pair it up with the attacker that doesn't really have anticipation already, maybe like Akira. I don't think Akira actually has anticipation from, yeah. So if you want to do it with him or almost really any attacker, you can't really go wrong. Now, since I'm actually running a Dild, it might be ideal to actually run like 1 or 2 speed runes just to make this monster a little bit faster so I can apply that protection. Alright guys, so here we are in battle, and I actually paired it up alongside 2 monsters that will trigger the anticipation. So I can showcase the anticipation to everybody, to you guys. So look, you apply the anticipation straight away if you want to do that, or you could do a trade protection with double damage. That also helps against trade disabling, for example. So if you want to do that, you can. I think the anticipation will be pretty cool for this one, just so that they are taken in the next 2 turns before my JJ. Because remember, my JJ is actually really slow because the monster's only at 126. But here we ran out of stamina, but even if I did have stamina, it would have actually benefited me in a way. So like, for example, Genesis gets a turn here and gives stamina to everybody. So I can actually do this right here, which gives an extra turn. So whenever that happens, look at that, double the anticipation. So both of these guys just trigger the anticipation, so they're going to get a turn in. So right now what I can do is I can apply basically 3 tortures to that monster over there. Or I can also do like a trade protection or like a cooldown immunity with double damage. So let's say we do cooldown immunity with double damage right here real quick. The monster gets a turn in. And let's say I do this right here, the honesty skill, get an extra turn. She gets the anticipation, it triggers, but the thing is, she can't really do much. I mean, there's literally a megaton right there. So yeah, you got to really get through that in order to really like fight me. So here we get another extra turn here, or get a turn. I can do a double damage, and then I could do this. Actually, let's just do this anyways. I really wish I had the light weakness status caster, but since the monster's not at rank 3, I don't have it. I think that's at rank 3 that you get. But the monster ended up dying, and she should actually return, but I will be... No, wait, none of my monsters are actually running. None of them are actually running the other thing, the anticipation triggers. But I was going to say, they're not running like a Shadow Unit SM. That's what I was going to say. We could do a trade protection with double damage if we want. So let's go ahead and do this just so we could apply double damage. Monster is getting the turn next right after. So it does help JJ awaken faster if you're going to pair it up alongside JJ, which is pretty cool. Now that monster over there, he is going to die because of so many tortures that I've been applying. So yeah, Firewarp's been helping out a lot. And look at that, the tortures are trying to kick in, but it's not landing in at all because the monster has that torture immunity, which is pretty cool. So definitely it does help a lot. Now this monster gets a turn. What we can do is we can either deal damage, or we could do like a damage mirror with life regen. And then Firewarp's gonna get the turn here, and look at that. So by the time he runs out of the anticipation, the monsters are dead. He's already done his job, you know what I mean? And then you can even stack up more tortures with this one. So 3 more tortures, that life regen is not gonna save him. Look at that. And he just gets obliterated. So pretty good stuff. But yeah, guys, what do you think of Firewarp? Do you guys like him or not? He's definitely an interesting monster, but I'd love to hear your opinion. If you guys do want to pick him up, which I highly recommend, there will be, of course, the link is down below. Hit that link, go into the game, grab it from the battle pass. Or for those guys that are watching on PC, there's going to be a QR code. Scan that QR code, get the monster through the game. But anyways, huge thanks to Social Point again for basically providing everything for today's video and sponsoring today's video. But that's going to be pretty much it. Thank you all so much for watching this next one. Peace out.